Look at it. It's all blank. The face in the photograph. Too dark for features. But the praying mantis just so clear. Its forelegs fingering my hair. And it's there in focus on my shoulder. It teaches me my true name. It gives me this message. Do not strike the low chord, lest its vibrations awaken the halls of Maya. It instructs me on the ways when need be to hide. It wakens the serpent inside to throb, to burn. It pulls the arrow from my ear. And it whispers, 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 a last word. What seems the last vapors of a long dream. Like Baraka wrote, like James Brown sings. Whispers, please, please, please. What just would be love? Gotta make it work, never fucking do what you want me at. Want me that you never fucking think I can. But it's over there, if I'm out of the shit, and what you meant to fucking shit, and in the back, you can get it, just like that. To the second, you can get like, ooh, oh, oh, do you think you can what just what you get up? Go do something of it, so that you can get it. Just that I'm for the quarantine, and people suck on me, telling me I got that shit. And I'm fucking out of work, I would rather make it work, because everything's a motherfucker. Then it's that you can get it, ooh, oh, oh, then it's that you can get it. What just what you get up? Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the True Blue Podcast. I'm your host, Zach Sucardi. It is February 28th, last day of February, and it is Monday. It's a good day. I'm up kind of early, got up around like 7. I went to bed early, too. I was tuckered out. I had some pizza last night. It was pretty amazing. Pretty happy about that. Went to Saggio's by the mall. I like being full of pizza. I'm usually my best self when I'm full of pizza. Yeah, so a nice morning. You know, February 28th, that means my birthday is in 1 month, March 28th. So I'm excited. February is a good month. A lot of good birthdays this month. I have a lot of friends and family who are born in February. So March too, you know, my cousin, my sister, my other sister. Yeah, there's a lot of good March birthdays. Yours truly, my homie Antonio, my homie Mario, my homie John, my homie Sean, my homie Elvin. Let's see who else. I'm going to forget someone. Oh, my homie Bethany. Who else? My homie St. Patrick. But yeah, a lot of... Oh, yeah, my homie Tim. Let's see, who else? Who else can I remember? Some old school motherfuckers. My homie Megan, my homie John. They're both on the 29th. So is my homie Chris. Out here, Chris Hogerby. He's on the 29th. I think yep. I'm trying to think. Is anyone else? Yeah, a lot of March birthdays. Which is pretty dope. That means a lot of summer. That means there was a lot of summer loving. That's for sure. A lot of summer loving. All right. So yeah, I'm just gonna get into it. I'll talk my shit. You know, catch you up a little bit. We'll talk some self-care, read some poetry, and then give you a song. Leave you with some music. All right, well, fuck. Let's get into this motherfucker. Word. So I've been listening to new music lately. I don't always feel like listening to new music, but when you want to seek it out, there's so many avenues you can go down, especially with these streaming services and the playlists and everything. I went to this record store in Phoenix, I think I mentioned, called Stinkweeds, and they have a weekly new release playlist. So I jammed that, and there's a lot of things on there that don't register with me, but there's also things that do. So I'm pretty excited So there's this band called Alt J. They're from England. Alt J. They have an album called The Dream. Really good. Really good. Really, yeah. The cover's kind of whack, but don't judge a book by its cover. It's a good album. And then Big Thief. They have an album called Dragon, New, Warm, Mountain, I Believe in You. It's a mouthful there. And the album is like 20 songs, an hour and 20 minutes. Usually I don't have patience, temperament, I don't know what you want to call it, to listen to an hour and 20-minute album, especially for new music, but it's real good. Female vocal, really like great vocals, great lyrics, very folky, really, really cool. And let's see. The other one was, I believe the band is Abugi. No, I'm not saying Abuji, something like that. There's probably a way that you say it with a sick accent, but my New Jersey, New York, New Mexican accent is definitely probably butchering it, but it's sort of like like an Arabian feel. I think it's like the members are like Muslims, and I'm just guessing there's like some sort of like Muslim sort of sound or culture, but it's real cool. Like a lot of percussion. The album. So the band is called Ima Rahan, and the album is Abuji. Ima Rahan. It's Imarhan, and I'm probably totally mispronouncing it, and I apologize for that, but it's really cool stuff, really cool music, and pardon me. And then this band Nothing, my homie from LA was telling me about them. Really, really cool. They have this album called The Great Dismal that came out in 2020, like a shoegaze kind of vibe. Really cool. And then I've been listening to some old shit. John Lennon, Black Sabbath, with some of those real famous artists, or like bands that you kind of knew, like, I don't know, like you didn't like hear right away, but you knew were like good, and did a lot for like the music, like the Ramones, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, Black Sabbath. They really did a lot for their genres of music, and they're all real good. And I just sort of feel with some of these bands, like I'll get around to it. Sometimes I don't want to say I'm intimidated by it because their catalogs are so vast, or there's just so much material. But I just think, all right, in due time. So I've been jamming the Doors and, some John Lennon shit. So it's real cool. It's real cool to get acquainted with these artists and hear their albums beyond like their singles and their hits. I'm definitely an album guy, but to listen to LA Woman and listen to Imagine and all these, Volume 4, all these albums, to get acquainted, it's a really cool experience. So I went grocery shopping recently, and I realized it's fucking exercise. It's fucking exercise, especially if you have a big ass cart, and you gotta put some waters and shit in there, and all your fucking other shit, or if you need any household stuff. I mean, it adds up. And you gotta like lug this thing around the store. I'll usually park my cart and go walk somewhere to get all my shit, to get all my fucking stuff. Like I'll hit a couple aisles. I feel like I'm better with my time and my efficiency when I use that method. But yeah, it's fucking exercise. I mean, I'm smart. I don't get the waters and shit till the end because that's the heaviest. But yet, I mean, you're really just fucking, especially if you do it like before work or whatever, and you're kind of on like a time limit, you're just thinking differently. So it's somewhat taxing. Not necessarily a bad way, because, it feels good to get shit done and to get your groceries. And I always make a list because I hate forgetting shit. So I look at my list, you know what I'm saying? And I'm really responsible with my cart. Like, I don't just whip out into the aisle or into like the main aisles and shit. I go slow. You know what I'm saying? Because people just fucking, we've all seen it, how people behave in like grocery stores. And they just fucking act like it's like a, You know, like it's a contest or they're like timed, and it's like what are those things where you just try to load your cart with as much shit? I forget, like a shopping spree kind of vibe. But yeah, it's fucking totally exercise. So if you have Instagram, you know what a story is. It's like when you can share something really quick. A lot of people share music, photos, all kinds of bullshit. And you can share like a billion. You can share as many as practically as you want. And if I go on and I see people sharing their story and they have a ton of different ones, I'm not going to look at it. I'm just not. I'm not going to press through every damn one. I mean, I'll see it maybe eventually as my day or like as the week goes on, but Jesus. Like some people just post so much on that shit. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it. You're cool, but damn, ease up. Ease up with the G's up, you know? That's just a small little complaint, but what the fuck? And you know what? One last thing. So I have a winter coat. I bought it a couple months ago, and it's been great. It's nice not to have 50 layers on and just to put on a fucking winter coat, you know? It's a nice one. It's like gray and green and shit, so it's definitely styling. But man, lugging this fucking thing around sometimes fucking sucks. I feel like I'm lugging like another like body with me. Like seriously, I mean, bringing it to the gym, and I already have a big gym bag. I like the bigger gym bag. Why not? Because you can put so much shit in there, and why be ill prepared at the gym? Have all your shit. I have a bunch of like stretching shit in there, like bands and shit now. I don't want to leave that at home, or I don't want to like go, oh, am I going to use this tomorrow? Just leave it in your bag. But anyway, my big-ass winter coat and my big-ass gym bag going to the fucking gym, even with the tall lockers, it's a pain in the fucking ass. It's like I'm shoving a fucking body into my locker. Ugh, I hate it. I hate having to lug around a winter coat. I mean, if I'm wearing it, yeah, no problem. But when you're not wearing it, it sucks. It fucking sucks. I feel like I'm like a little kid. You know how like little kids like lose shit all the time and they leave shit places? I'm like ready to leave my winter coat somewhere and be like, all right, we had a good run. You know what I mean? I just can't commit to this. This is too much work, you know? Especially as it gets like warmer, I'm just going to phase you out. But yeah, that's like one thing I'm like, God, fucking winter coats, man. They're fucking like a nuisance lugging that shit around. All right, well, I'd say that's about it. Let's get into some fucking self-care here. Word. So, self-care tip this week is to blow your nose with an actual tissue. Don't give me no Domino's napkin. Don't fucking throw me a roll of toilet paper. Get a tissue. Get some with lotion. That way you're not getting red nose and shit. You know what I mean? Have the right paper products. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Get a paper towel. You just need paper towels. You need tissues and toilet paper. You don't even need napkins. I'm not even that particular, because you can use a paper towel. One paper towel will be just fine, or especially the ones that like you can break off in halves and shit. That have that, like, you know what I mean? Just break them off. Just use that shit. But man, if you're gonna give me fucking toilet paper to blow my nose, I'm insulted. You're gonna hand me a Domino's napkin? Fuck off. Fuck out of here with that shit. Buy some tissues. And if you can't afford them, ask me. I'll buy them and send them to you. Especially if I come visit you. So that way when I'm there, I can, you know what I'm saying? And I don't have like a runny nose. It's not like a chronic problem of mine or nothing. But fucking it's when it is, you know what I'm saying? The fuck. No, that's really not the self-care tip. That's just me bickering. So the self-care tip this week is the Calm app. C-A-L-M as in Mary. Shout out to my Aunt Mary. The Calm app. It's a pretty dope app. I'll pull it up right now. It's the first thing it says, take a deep breath every time you open this fucking thing up. So it's a free app. There's a paid version, but it's a free app, and it comes with like meditations. And so it has all these different kind of meditations, and it even has different categories that you can select for, like sleep, anxiety, beginner meditation, stress, self-care, ones with soundscapes, like all those like nice background noises and shit. So it's cool. Focus, emotions. So it'll show you all these different kind of meditations. And there's a beginner one I would suggest starting there. And then the next one is sleep. So with sleep, that has a lot of these soundscapes, which is really cool. They have everything from, let's see, like, the ocean shit and the rain stuff. They have one called Spaceship Bridge. They have Commercial Airliner. Excuse me. What else? They have Car in the Rain. Skylight Rain. Let's see here. Maybe I can play some of these. Skylight Rain. Okay, imagine falling asleep to this. Or just relaxing. Northern Lakes. Not southern, not western, but northern. Let's hear this motherfucker. Oh yeah, that's a northern bird, that's for sure. They have one for the cityscape. Let's see here. So if you're into being in the city and hearing that bullshit. But anyway, it's real cool. Like, so for sleep, they have all these different soundscapes, all like kind of crazy ones too. Like they have a fan, an oscillating fan. They have a washing machine, humpback whale, evening crickets, purring cat, city rain, ocean waves, campfire, majestic valley. All these different soundscapes, and they'll play forever. They will kill your phone's battery, easy peasy, no problem. So you don't have to worry about it. And there is like sleep or like timers and shit that you can set up, but. And yeah, you can even create playlists. So like you can create your own playlist for different kinds of soundscapes for sleep and shit. And they also have like sleep stories. I'm not so into this, but they'll have someone who will like read you a story. Sometimes they're famous people. Sometimes they're just people with good voices or soothing voices. And they even have a music section where they'll have featured artists. And they'll have songs from them. And you can just chill out and like listen to them. I mean, they're for sleep, but you can probably just lay down or just like try to relax and like listen to them and shit. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then they have music, soundscapes. They have this thing called check-ins where you can set it up to ask you at a certain time or a couple times in the day. One of them is how are you feeling? And then another one is how'd you sleep? Another one is what are you grateful for? And then the other one is a daily reflection, daily calm reflection, which is pretty cool. So it like keeps you accountable and helps you like track these things, and it'll save it, and you can always refer back to it. There's a movement section where you can watch different videos, and based on like what you're trying to focus on, physically or mentally or spiritually, there's like steps for that, and they have videos of this instructor showing you these different like stretching moves and ways to exercise. And let's see what else. They have this thing called dailies. They're just like pieces of wisdom, something that you can do like daily practice, meditations, or just like sort of like spoken word speeches / podcasts. So yeah, the Calm app. You can get a paid version. I'm pretty sure they have like discounts around like Mother's Day and Father's Day and fucking like 4th of July and Christmas and all those, all the obvious holidays. But yeah, there's a free version. I would suggest it. I mean, we have so many. I mean, I was just bitching about Instagram. We have so many stupid apps on our phones. I mean, stupid in the sense of like, do they feed our soul? Maybe a little, but the Calm app definitely does. And it's just nice that these things exist. I'm sure there's other apps too that have a similar vibe as far as like, soundscapes and things of that nature. So check into these things. There's a lot of cool things that you can put on your phone when it comes to applications that aren't, social media. So there you have it. That's the self-care tip of the week. Check out the Calm app. CALM as in motherfucking Mary. Shout out to my Aunt Mary. All right, let's read some poetry. Let's read some poetry. I just realized I sound a little congested, and it's because, so when I do eat pizza, I'm lactose intolerant, I get these like kind of like congested symptoms. You know what I'm saying? I don't get gas, I don't reek up, I don't stick out a room or nothing like that. I just get these symptoms where am I like, you know what I'm saying? I get like stuffy and shit. And I'll take this a billion times over the other one with the stomach pains and the fucking stinky farts and shit. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Blow my nose with the fucking Plus lotion tissue, let me tell you. Nothing finer. Alrighty. So, hey, the poem I started the podcast off with was called Praying Mantis by Jim Carroll. He's my favorite poet. He is my favorite. So I figured I would just do some readings from his collection called Fear of Dreaming. This is probably the more popular book that he has out of his work. It's a collection of his first 2 books and then some like newer writings that he did from like the late 80s into the early 90s. And that one was called Praying Mantis, and just great. He has a CD or like audio, or he's on fucking, let me see if he's on Spotify, but and he reads his poetry. He's really witty. He's got that New York humor, you know? And that jives well with me, because to have sense of humor and also be on the real, you know, and be creative and like do your thing, that's where it's at. You know, don't take life so seriously. So yeah, Jim Carroll, he's on Spotify. He's probably on Apple Music. He's on all the other ones. And there's the album is called Praying Mantis, and he reads the poem Praying Mantis on there, obviously. And it's about like 48 minutes. Came out in the early 90s. Check it out. You can hear his voice. You can definitely tell he's experienced. And if you're familiar with the Basketball Diaries, that was based on him. Leonardo DiCaprio played his character. So, pretty cool. So I'm just going to do just some random shit from here. And then we'll give you some music and send you on your way. Send you on your way. Here, let's see. All right. This is called Calm Under Fire. We die in different directions at the same pace we die, as the virtue of structure and grace. As a challenge to distance, we die, you and I, with our hands outreached by chance, one night each toward the other. In a corner in a cellar with jars and webs, a continent apart, we die, as submission to an unfinished heart. Forgive me for the pause. There was some I guess I wrote over it or something. So I was like, what is that word? What is that word? All right, let's see here. He has a lot of prose, which is like a lot of like stories and shit. I'm not going to get into those. All right, let's see. This one is called Postmodernism. I gather up the giant holes. Why should I bother with the rock and sand which fills them? Why should I bother with distracting weights without elegance, or allow myself to be taken hostage, leaving only through back doors, a gun raised to the pulse of my lucid shadow? Pretty cool. I like that, leaving only through back doors. It's a good one. This one is called Saint Teresa. Her tiny heart, pierced on a thorn, heats the jealous rose above it. The thin stem of dried blood spill from her palm, one by one together, like a locket from an envelope, a gift which soothes her Lord's unkept promise, without malice or regret. Only a great vision remains. It uproots the numb vines from your clasped fist and whispered psalm. It falls like the silence, its leaves turn light in the purpose of your gentrification. Very cool. Very interesting. All right, let's see, This one is called Eugene, Oregon. The promise within a cloud. Rain? Small gods in jealous turmoil. Scale? Hypnosis? Rain, I hope. Then I'll find the plum. Leaves across the sidewalk. Small, crescent, and wet. To peel cautiously, up as they press, the pavement like forged labels from bottles of pills, to sleep outside the law. Like scaled decals for a child's serious model airplane or ship. Like flags to signal danger from the bridge, in high water, our engine's gone. It tells a story. It's really neat sometimes, you kind of just like, you can look at it as a whole or take it sentence by sentence or like paragraph or stanza by stanza. It's really cool. All right, let's see. Precision, I build this altar to you for what was taken from me. I need a competent God to praise, to raise me above new cities whose climate is grace, still gardens of winter, a bell. I mean, that's just amazing. Still gardens of winter, a bell. That's really cool. All right, let's see. This one is called On the Rush. I stuck out my palm. The snow, the pine needles hit lightly. I thought it was rain for a minute. I thought the game had been called. This one is just called Poem. Sometimes when they put these collections together, someone like the editor or whatever, and there's no title, but it's separate by itself or whatever, it's not part of like a big like prose or a big like story, they just title it Poem or Untitled. You'll see a lot of that in collections. This one is Poem. Yesterday you passed into your lips, your hips, and your breasts, a poor unconsummated memory. Let me start over. Yesterday you passed into your lips, your hips, and your breasts, a poor unconsummated memory. We spent sick days, was tragic sometimes was silly, but sometimes it was on a sweet log, on a long walk after dinner, in your windy, warm energy jeans, fingers touching. This one is called Love Poem. I see myself, sad now, as in a mirror, appearing before us sad now, as in a movie that lies. I am sick of New York City, but I hate adobe huts and sad communes, with naked girls carrying hunting knives, nailed to their sides, 10,000 feet above Manhattan. So I walk down gloomy Park Avenue South early morning, in my head one more time, with its dawn churches, with their stained glass dripping, like your eyes I see, before me in a mirror, walking slowly in daylight. This one is called Song. In minute gestures, that jet wetly slight, right above your eyes each morning. I watch the sun cross over the reservoir, all day sometimes, a few hours soaked into air cotton, like cloud syringes drawing up blue, like darkness when it's through. It's fucking awesome. This one is called Midnight. The ambulance passes, we sit up, pinned eyes of nuns that genuflect between stars, ambassadors on marble staircases in steam tropics, and the cracked fingers of sculpted virgins reaching out. I sit cross-legged on dead trees that float like a saint's ghost. I watch genius natives grow insane by night, juggle fire out from their veins as babies, play astral chords on water stones, breathe lovely notes lightly, make animals dream. I fade. Amazing. This one is Mercury clouds. The waves pumping at you like Mercury. I can't even say that. Mercury clouds. The waves pumping at you like Mercury clouds. Just a section of the universe showing off. Closer than you imagine. Seabirds are planning to divide a revolution. Closer than that a mother feeding her baby. Bright plaid beach chairs. Milk from the earth, my body stands over. Pretty damn amazing. Okay, I'll read one more here. California Poem. The ocean fooled me. I thought it was a bubble, but it was frozen spray like a pain dream, and the double driftwood and agates surfers in rubber masks and suits, like leather angels leaning forward on their knees on moonstruck docks about let me start that part over. Like leather angels leaning forward on their knees on moonstruck docks along 10th Avenue, New York, city of cowboy fantasies, and my own dreams beneath this blonde sun of heroin and pool rooms childhood back home. You'll never return, Yet you will go back, drawing more distinctions, there where my entire history waits in sun puddles of filthy sidewalks, thousands of umbrellas poking my body to wound the heart, and out here poets sleep beaches all day, with fears of Japan, where bronze children start landslides on their brains. Wow. Yeah, just awesome. Like he's definitely coming from a different place with some of these poems, in my opinion. All right, one more. This one's called Cold Faces. You breathe through your mouth, saturate all things on this resort beach. The lightning moves closer, up the stairway. I watch the storm. All right, well, there you have it. Damn, this is a long episode, 30 fucking minutes. I couldn't say Mercury for like 10 of those minutes, so that's probably why. All right, well, cool. That was some good shit. Just some random shit from Jim Carroll, Fear of Dreaming. So let's get into some music. All right, cool. So, the song I chose is Under My Thumb by the Rolling Stones, off of their album Aftermath. Let me look when this came out. You know, I heard this at the pizzeria yesterday. They were playing some really good music there. Yeah, this had come on, and I love this song. It was definitely like, okay, so I'm not really into the Rolling Stones. I don't dislike them. They're just sort of like the Beatles in that kind of sense, where I really haven't really discovered them. Really like checked out their catalog and their shit. So this came out in 1966, so a long time ago. But I mean, this song is awesome. I just like hearing the song. I knew I liked it before I even had to like listen to the Rolling Stones or anything. I'm like, all right, cool. Like this is a good way to segue into like checking them out. Song is very catchy, very groovy, very fun to sing along to. Probably their best song in my opinion. The way Mick Jagger even sings, it's like the hook of the song, it sounds like it's its own instrument. And there's the xylophone on this. There's like a buzzy bass sound during parts of it. And the drums are great, very jazzy. A lot of rack tom on it. Like he like accents, and like you can tell like there's a lot of cohesion in this song. And it's just fun and catchy and just, gosh, yeah, it's a perfect song to eat pizza to. That's probably the best way I can sum the song up. But check it out. Under My Thumb, Rolling Stones. I kind of went through that quick, but it's a really, really good song. I'm going to add it to the True Blue playlist, so keep an eye out for it. But yeah, check this out, Under My Thumb. And, next time you're at a pizzeria or anywhere really, listen for the music. Listen to see what they're playing. And, see how it makes you feel. So this pizzeria has good music, and then there's this burger joint called Grass Burger. They really have good music there. I've heard like the Smiths, the Cure, Fleet Foxes, and MF Doom, and Wu-Tang, like all this awesome shit there. But yeah, so Under My Thumb, Rolling Stones. The album is Aftermath, 1966. And there you have it. That's the fucking motherfucking session 52. Thanks for chilling with me, everybody. It was good to do this podcast. You have a great, great day. Excited for March, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care, everybody.
Just